A special moment for Rajah, certainly, and this team. And like you mentioned, Jamie, the pit crew was really big and instrumental in helping them get through this one. Rajah, you told me earlier today, right? You said, I am one excellent day away from getting a win and getting back into the playoffs. How's that for an excellent day?
I didn't expect that at all. Those guys were breathing down my neck the whole run. My pit crew won that race. Darius, Zico, Dawson, Josh, Cody. Yeah, they won that race for us. Got us off pit road twice. So thanks to them. Thanks to Mr. H, Miss Linda, everybody at HendrickCars.com, the men and women at Spire Motorsports Chevrolet. We've been off this year, but good to get a dub tonight, man. I'm sorry I'm out of breath, but that was a lot of fun.
What's going through your mind as Corey Heim, a guy that has 4 wins already this season, is barreling down on you towards the end of that race, trying to hold off him and Lane Riggs as well?
Yeah, I don't know. I just was asking myself, how bad do you want it? I think it's, I don't know. I just try my best, and we had clean air, and their stuff was better, but I just did my best. That was it.
Rajah Caruth, your winner at Nashville. Moment for Rajah, certainly, and this team. And like you mentioned, Jamie, the pit crew was really big and instrumental in helping them get through this one. Rajah, you told me earlier today, right? You said, I am one excellent day away from getting a win and getting back into the playoffs. How's that for an excellent day?
I didn't expect that at all. Those guys were breathing down my neck the whole run. My pit crew won that race. Darius, Zico, Dawson, Josh, Cody. Yeah, they won that race for us. Got us off pit road twice. So thanks to them. Thanks to Mr. H, Miss Linda, everybody at HendrickCars.com, the men and women at Spire Motorsports Chevrolet. We've been off this year, but good to get a dub tonight, man. I'm sorry I'm out of breath, but that was a lot of fun.
What's going through your mind as Corey Heim, a guy that has 4 wins already this season, is barreling down on you towards the end of that race, trying to hold off him and Lane Riggs as well?
Yeah, I don't know. I just was asking myself, how bad do you want it? I think it's, I don't know. I just try my best, and we had clean air, and their stuff was better, but I just did my best. That was it.
Rajah Caruth, your winner at Nashville.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Simple Shit TV. I'm your host, Alvin Holden, also known as Project 8020, here with my brother, Broken Blade. What's up, Broken Blade?
What's up, man?
So, this young man won a second race. I think he won a race last year and won and this is his first race of this season to win. And I gotta say, man, it was impressive. Here, we're gonna run this back real quick, just to run this back. Also, salute to everybody in the chat. First timers, welcome. Anybody that's catching this on a replay, welcome. Was going down. Kelvin was going down. How are you? Let's take this out. First of all, man, I don't know how to say how proud I am to see just regular looking black people on here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no shenanigans, no ratchetness, no, just a regular, what we are, black people. You don't often get a chance to see this.
Facts.
So I had to say something. Had to. I don't even, and you know what? Can I say something else, Broken Blade? Man, I'm sorry. I'm so rude. How are you, bro? How are you doing?
Doing all right.
Okay.
Family kind of got on my nerves earlier.
I feel you. I don't know. I found out some information today while I was doing some research that really put put this whole tech thing and what we're about to get ourselves into over the next few years into perspective. I sent you a link to the podcast.
Yeah.
It's long. I watched it all in 2x speed. We're entering into a new time. And we kind of talked about it, whether we kind of zig or we zag.
Yeah.
You know, we have some pretty interesting decisions to make. I think we need to get ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to look like this. We either step back, isolate, and buy some popcorn and watch everything pop off, or we engage thoughtfully, strategize, and take advantage of the wave and like ride the wave. If you stay plugged in to this thing that's happening, if you stay plugged in, I don't think anybody knows where it's going to go. But if you stay unplugged, it'll probably look like what it did when people first came onto this land. If I had to guess. But we'll talk about it offline because it's not even something that we can even talk about. Okay. Also, NASCAR has absolutely dropped the ball. I have to say I'm a little bit bummed out by how they've represented this young man, or haven't represented this young man for that matter.
Right.
I guess you don't want him to be used as a token, right? As like the token black person. However, you just would expect him to be treated just like everyone else. Would it surprise you that they're not treating him like everybody else?
Not at all.
Yeah. It's kind of grimy. I kind of bummed me out. Anyways, let's just watch this real quick and then we'll come back. Let's watch this. Bang.
Just certainly, and this team. And like you mentioned, Jamie, the pit crew was really big and instrumental in helping them get through this one. Rajah, you told me earlier today, right? You said, I am one excellent day away from getting a win and getting back into the playoffs. How's that for an excellent day?
I didn't expect that at all. Those guys were breathing down my neck the whole run. My pit crew won that race. Darius, Zico, Dawson, Josh, Cody. Yeah, they won that race for us. Got us off pit road twice. So thanks to them. Thanks to Mr. H, Miss Linda, everybody at HendrickCars.com, the men and women at Spire Motorsports Chevrolet. We've been off this year, but good to get a dub tonight. Man, I'm sorry I'm out of breath, but that was a lot of fun.
What's going through your mind as Corey Heim, a guy that has 4 wins already this season, is barreling down on you towards the end of that race, trying to hold off him and Lane Riggs as well?
Yeah, I don't know. I just was asking myself, how bad do you want it? I think it's, I don't know. I just try my best, and we had clean air, and their stuff was better, but I just did my best. That was it.
Rajah Caruth, your winner at Nashville.
Shout out to that young man. Real quick, I want to show you his social medias. So if you're not following him, I would like for you guys to just, I don't know if you're into that kind of thing, I'd like for you to follow him. Let's see. Let me do this. Let me put us over here. Maybe put us over there. There we go. All right. So I'm going to take and put this, I'm going to put this in here. This is his Instagram. And let's see, what is this? Let's see. So he just graduated. What is this? Class of 2024? Let's see. 29 my first visit in 2019, beginning my first year of racing life, 4 years. Blah, 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 blah. Hard to believe I'm done with school already. Classes over students. So student at Winston-Salem State. So that's where he's at. Winston-Salem State is where he just graduated from. So shout out to that young man, because he just did that too. That's not easy. And this is some of the images from his win. I think that might be his chief. He had one of the most epic tire burnouts at the end of the race, which was, about that life. So I was happy for him on that. But Broken Blade, have you ever watched a truck series? Have you? Oh wait, that's not the right link. That is not the right link. I'm sorry, guys. Is that you?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay. There we go. Disregard that last thing here. That is this. Bam. I think that should be it. That's his Instagram right there. Okay, yeah. So if you want to follow him, that's his Instagram. That StreamYard, you don't want to do that because you won't get in. Okie dokie, Smokey. So Broken Blade, have you ever actually watched a truck series race?
No, not really.
Not on purpose, right?
Yeah.
They're really not that entertaining, and they're really. Well, that's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. I'm so sorry. That's a lie. That's a shitty thing to say. That's a lie. That's not true. Okay. So if I had to, it's a completely tube frame vehicle. Okay, meaning like not like built like the cars we're normally used to. It's like 100% tube, and the body sits on top. Aerodynamic, it's like driving a bus. It's limited to. It's pretty. They keep it pretty simple as far as how the parts work. It's just purely race parts. I mean, essentially, you're in a tin can that goes almost 200 miles per hour.
Gotcha.
The center of gravity is a little bit higher because it is. I mean, even though it's a truck, it's still like it's pretty low. Like when you get next to it for real, walk up on it, it's not really much higher than a car for real, but It's just got the body of a truck. So it still sits pretty low. The driver does sit higher than the cars, but it's still pretty low.
Right.
They do kind of bang and bump each other a little bit more than, say, some of the other guys. The races are a little bit shorter than the Cup race. So it's got this, Xfinity, and then the Cup series. It's like ABC. This is C.
Oh.
Got me. It's a pretty cool race, actually, if you know what you're looking at. So if there's a driver in here that you're paying attention to, or you're getting to know the drivers, it absolutely can be entertaining. Okay, don't get me wrong. If I had to guess, I would say since there's a little bit less weight on the ass end of this thing, it seems as though that the butt's a little bit more happy to dance around a little bit. So the trucks seem to be a little bit more free how they move.
Yeah.
So with that, there's margin for error. The driver himself can be a little bit more, how do I explain this? Okay, so like with those Formula One cars, the place, the where you get the most out of that vehicle, the buffer or your ability to make a mistake is very short. Like
Gotcha.
you know what I'm saying? Like you don't have a lot of room to mess around. These trucks are built so that the butt can kind of move out a little bit, and you can stick with it a little bit and get it to, and get it back. You have a bigger area to work with, and what'll happen is drivers sometimes can fall into two categories. You've got your like kind of traditional road racing traction drivers that are the wheels don't spin. They keep it smooth, right? And then you've got like a dirt track kind of guy. And I'm using the polar opposites where, hey, you might have to go through that bad boy a little bit sideways.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Like you might sometimes in order to do what you need to do, you might need to get out of shape a little bit. These will kind of allow you to do that.
Gotcha.
Okay. And then what happens is as you go up the series, the cars get a little bit tougher to drive, a little bit more sensitive, and the normal aerodynamic stuff and everything works for the most part, but if you do start to get kind of sideways on those cup cars, if you don't get it right away, then you're just along for the ride.
Yeah.
I mean,
Gotcha.
So here's what we're gonna do. I just want us to watch, and I don't really know how. I don't really know. I don't really know. I'm not sure how copyright's going to work on this. NASCAR is not exactly super nice about this kind of stuff, but I kind of wanted to see some bits and pieces. And so we're going to start this race. These are just the highlights. What's up, Cody? These are just the highlights. And then we're going to go to the end because I want you to see like what this kid did, because he didn't just like win on accident. Like he earned this one for real.
Gotcha.
Let's watch this. And another thing too, bro, they didn't really do him any justice on the call. They didn't really do him any justice on the call. They expected him to get beat. But let's go.
A little bit of a rainstorm that came through, but we are ready to go. And it's
so currently he's back. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So he's right around 10 back. He's next to this orange. You can see my mouse. Next to this orange truck here. Here he is back here. So this is where he started. He started at about 10.
looking great from here on out. Corey Heim on the inside. Caden Honeycutt on the outside. Green flag is in the air, and we are racing at Nashville. A couple of them had courting early in practice, so maybe just a little trepidation for a few. A little too loose.
Okay, so you'll hear them when they say "get loose." Is exactly what you mean, what it means. Okay, and usually what'll happen is you'll kind of see the back end wanna skip and skate. Okay, when a car pushes, that means that you turn the wheel and the car goes straight. That's oversteer. No, that's understeer. I'm sorry, understeer. Oversteer is when the back goes. So when you turn got me? Okay, that's the differences between the two.
Loose for others.
I think it's that pack they're in. You know, there's no aerodynamic side force, and so
at this point, he's still back somewhere.
They're just racing hard, and they're nearly crashing.
Caution is out. Fluid in turn one, we're being told.
Or maybe that's why they were sideways.
That would definitely cause it.
Okay, so currently he's in fourth.
If that was the case.
Here we go as the drivers approach the Echo Park Automotive restart zone. First restart of the night. Corey Heim, Corey Day, Caden Honeycutt, Rajah Caruth, the first two rows.
Nice start by Day and a good push by Rajah into the back.
So Rajah just pushed. So that looks like his teammate. They're from the same team. He's in fourth as of right now, and on that restart, he's pushing the guy in front of him.
That 7 truck giving them the speed on that outside lane. Can Day stick up top?
Nice teamwork right there around the outside in turn one. Not good enough. Corey Heim tries to clear him, but he's still there. Corey Day.
Now look at Rajah about to drop down to the bottom.
On the outside.
Now remember I told you like they kind of bump and grind on each other? Like that was kind of a dirty thing that other guy just did. Putting them down there on the bottom of the track like that.
Here comes Rajah Caruth. 3 wide for the lead. Corey Day to the lead. What a battle up front.
Okay, now, did you see, watch Rajah's car. Let me make this bigger. I want you to watch Rajah's car. Watch Rajah's car. And I want you to so you kind of understand what it means kind of to get loose. Here. Let's see here. Hold on. Sorry, here we go.
The lead. Corey Day to the lead.
Right here, watch.
What a battle up front.
Did you see that? It kind of did that. Doo-doo.
Yeah.
Go back again.
Lead.
And it's the
Corey
71.
Day to the lead. What a battle up front.
When did he think that would be a good idea, Regan? He just thought he'd give it a whirl?
Very aggressive move. But Michael, you've been talking about it, right? You've got to get him on these restarts as we see Kyle Busch hit pit road right now to serve his penalty. But you got to get him on the starts and restarts of the race, and that makes guys do things they wouldn't otherwise.
Okay. All right, let's run this over. Let's run this because this is not, we're not going to watch all this madness because they don't even talk about the kid for real.
On his teammate.
Tighter as this run has gone.
He's in third right now. So he's just been lingering. What are we at? We're at, let's see, 5 to go. This is 41 of 150. 41 laps of 150.
On, so he's going to need a little help to get this truck back to where it needs to be to catch that 34, guys.
No, I like what Lane did on that last lap. He ran the middle of the racetrack.
So Caruth is still third as of right now.
I got a really strong run. We know he's much faster than Kyle, but can he hold off and win the stage? He's going to block.
Last lap.
Bad angle into the corner.
Stage 1. Corey Heim is all over him. Can Lane Riggs hang on here and pick up the stage win? Meanwhile, Kyle Busch is hanging on just ahead of Lane Riggs.
So Caruth is third. They ain't really even said. They ain't even talking about him.
Does he have enough time, guys?
It's over.
I think Lane's got this one.
Lane Riggs, third career stage.
Okay, so let's go stage 2.
Here we go as the drivers approach the
Now Caruth's up here in the front. So he's so they, after they got done with that stage, they all hit some pit stops and they changed tires. And then they came out of the pits and he ended up being in the front. So that means that his pit crew most likely did a better job than the other 2 guys' pit crew on that stop. That's an assumption you could probably make.
Yeah.
Echo Park Automotive Restart Zone. It's Rajah Caruth on the inside, Corey Heim on the outside, Lane Riggs, who is leading in the 34 of the second row.
Not a great start by Corey on the outside. You saw Lane giving him a bump in the back. That's going to allow Rajah to clear. Rajah had some good speed in that first run. Let's see if he can hold off Corey Heim.
Now, let's be real, bro. This is lap 55 of 150. Spoiler alert, he won the race.
Yeah.
Now, he succumbed a couple of times, but for the most part, he stayed in the lead the whole time. That is not an easy thing to do in the truck series, bro. It is not. Very rarely do you see, again, I'm a nerd, so I watch sometimes. This does he shouldn't have been. He just isn't normally the one to take off and not really get caught again. Let's go.
It is such a critical moment of the race that you will do things that you normally would not do to make those spots happen.
Another 3 wide move. This time, Jack
Wood goes around.
See what I was kind of telling you? Like, it doesn't take much. Like, you do have some wiggle room, but once that bad boy starts to go.
3 wide move. This time, Jack.
Now, this is kind of interesting. I'm kind of glad we're doing this. Okay, so what happened was he got loose. He ran up and ended up bumping the guy in front of him. The other guy was solid, and what happened was since he was loose, his car was the one that spun. Here, let's do this. Let's watch this real fast.
To make those spots happen.
So see how he's coming up on the 98? Like this guy in the 91, he's coming up on him pretty fast. Most likely what happens is you get down in the corner, and if you're going too fast and the car's not turning, you have to get out of the throttle. So what happens is you get out of the throttle. Well, the guys right next to you are not getting out of the throttle if they feel like they got it under control. So what happens is the guy that had to pick his foot up off the throttle, he falls back almost instantly. That's why this 98, that's why it looks like everybody's coming up on him so fast. Well, the 91 couldn't get out of the way fast enough and he tried to make a last second movement and it ended up moving putting him in a bad spot.
Race that you will do things that you normally would not do to make those spots happen.
So let's see. It's the 98.
Another 3 wide move. This time, and Jack Wood is
Jack Wood
And he goes around.
Can they all avoid him?
Wow. The guy in the 15, whoever that guy is a savage. Because
2 wide move. This time, Jack Wood
goes around.
He was, not only was he in front of the truck or coming up on the truck, but he was like on the far front side of the truck and still had fast enough hands to get his truck off to the other side. And then the 66 too didn't get hit either.
Around, can they all avoid him?
Wow.
Great job in the 15, but
that's not an easy thing to do.
63, he goes around. Akinori Ogata.
Wow, what a job.
Okay, so anyways, we're gonna watch the final stage, okay? Because I think this is probably we're gonna watch the final stage. Let's watch this part.
Left turn to the left.
47 laps to go.
So the young man is right now, he's first place. And really quick, shout out to Cody Marshall. Thank you so much. Congratulations to Rajah Caruth. Black excellence. Yes, sir. You know, he doesn't know us. We don't know him, but you know what? Like, he's representing us. Shout out to him. Anyways, let's watch this rock. Let's go.
Here, Rajah Caruth's pit crew got it done out front. He will lead him. Corey Heim is next to him. Grant Enfinger, another gainer on pit road. Corey Day, second row on the outside.
Great jump there on the inside. Rajah did his job.
Good job.
Look at him squirt through the center there.
There you go.
Caden Honeycutt washes up the track. Here comes the 34 lane Riggs, who lost 7 spots on that slow stop.
It was an impressive restart by Caruth, wasn't it? Could be tonight, but I think my guy tonight have been really impressed with Rajah. You know, we haven't seen race-winning speed out of that truck all season long, and I know his confidence hasn't wavered at all. He knows that he's got a great team behind him, and he's a very positive young man about what he does and how he goes about things. And he's just really performing at a high level here this evening, and that's cool to see.
And what I really like, Michael, is the previous lap to this one, the quickest truck on the track, right? He's holding up to the pressure of, okay, I've got Corey Heim, who I know has been so good all year long behind me right now. I got to be perfect. And now what he's going to have to do is pick the exact right times to get past this lap traffic, as we see him dealing with the first one right now.
Well, yeah, as Heim is trying to track down that 71 truck of Rajah Caruth, just came over the radio a little while ago and said he's struggling off throttle. The truck is just getting too free during this run right now. He said he's giving it everything he's got, trying to run different lines to track him down. He's closing the gap a bit, but he's trying to manage what he has right now. And Regan and Mikey, how difficult is that when there's no more stops right now for him? He's
absolutely
did. What he has to the end of the race and try and catch the 71 and battle through this.
Rajah Caruth.
Big run for Lane there, but he just can't.
He homeboy's walking him down now. Now, I don't know if you guys are used to reading these kinds of things. I don't know. We might as well use this as an opportunity to kind of just to learn a thing or two. Okay, so the timing here. So what you've got is you've got negative time from the leader here. So this is so let's less than a second. That's 200ths of a second, 2/10 of a second, 5/10 of a second. They're down to the hundredths. The next person, the person in fourth place, is 3.6 seconds back, 8.3 seconds back, 10 seconds back. Got me? So that's what that says. So you'll know where first and second place is, because sometimes you'll see a guy, there'll be a truck there, and then there'll be someone else. They might be lap traffic. So what's happening right now is Heim is Heim is the 11 car, but sometimes you'll have cars in between that are being lapped. Sometimes, but absolutely. Yep. Let's rock.
Get to the bottom. Here he goes. Rajah's loving what he's seeing in his mirror right now, isn't he, Regan?
Well, and you know, as you see Lane try to get this move, it's going to be so difficult to complete in 1 and 2 because Corey Heim has been so good, and they are close.
Did they touch each other again?
Straight away.
So this is the benefit to being in the situation that he's in. He's got 2 guys competing right behind him. So while they're taking the air off each other's car, while they're taking not the perfect line or not the fastest line through the corner, while they're dilly-dallying, he can kind of get away or at least keep a little bit of distance, right? So as long as they're back there doing their thing, they're not messing with him. So he's good with that, right? So eventually somebody's going to have to decide that, hey, one of us is going to have to go try to get this guy.
Battle through 2. Rajah Caruth setting sail, 7/10 of a second lead over Corey Heim.
Now, he did that little weave. I don't know if you caught that.
Setting sail.
See, as he comes off this corner, so he's kind of close to the wall, and watch what he does right here.
Lead over Corey Heim.
Now, see how he crossed down towards the bottom of the track? What he's doing is he's trying to break the draft because he doesn't want the trucks behind him to get in that draft so they can catch up to him.
Gotcha.
It's a noticeable difference. If you get especially at these speeds, you don't even have to be. You can be further away than you think and still get in that draft. There's just a pocket of air that they've already cleared out the air. The air is already kind of moving in that direction. So there's less resistance than the guy in the front.
Gotcha.
So he's probably coming on other trucks, trying to get behind them. But at the same time, he wants to make it so that these guys behind him can't draft off of him either. So he's going to come off of those turns and he's going to kind of weave into the center to kind of break the draft. That's just a strategy.
The next flag they see will be the white flag. Here it is. White flag in the air. Final lap from Nashville.
Big run down the front for Corey Heim. Can he get there?
Rajah Caruth has tasted victory one time in his career. He put so much effort into learning this craft and becoming the race car driver that he is in the Truck Series.
Dipping
Entering
down.
turn 3, Corey Heim sets sail in the.
Now, he took the inside line. Inside line, it's like, look, if someone's going to beat you, make them go the long way around, which is on the outside, typically. Unless your car is like super, super good on the outside and no one can catch you and no one's been able to catch you, you go down to the bottom and you make somebody go around. Make them go around.
There. It's not enough yet. Out of turn 4, Rajah Caruth hangs on and wins it at Nashville. What a battle.
Wow, that was so intense.
What a drive.
Look at his dad. His family.
That is so beautiful. That's how you want to win them, isn't it, Regan? Just have the best right on your bumper and do your job all the way to the checker.
And as a driver, that is one that he will remember forever. You remember them all, but the way that he had to earn that race and that he had to hold them off and maybe went up to the.
Getting shout outs from all the other drivers. Cause I mean, he's young, dog. He's like 22. He's like 22, 21 years old. Getting shout outs from the other drivers. That's respect right there. Having them wave around,
Topside just a little bit, knowing how critical that was with about 10 to go.
Cause they were really trying to catch him. They were really trying to run him down for real.
Yeah.
Like they weren't giving him nothing.
To keep the 11 of Corey Heim behind him, this is a race he can be very proud of.
Playing defense. He put his truck exactly where he needed it to be in order to be able to do what he's doing right now.
Told you. Epic donuts.
I hope he sees that safety vehicle.
Kevin Bono Mannion, his crew chief. The 22-year-old from Washington,
22.
D.C., graduated in December. He can drive, but he's smart too.
Checks a lot of boxes, Rajah does, and he just, I can't get over what he did tonight. And
you talked about
his dad walking out right there, and this is going to be an excited celebration when he finally climbs out of this truck.
He hadn't even thought about that guitar yet, I don't think, Regan, but he's getting ready to get his hands on one of the coolest trophies in NASCAR.
Popular win. He held off the best in the series right now.
So that's real. That's real. That gave me chills. That gave me chills a little bit. That gave me chills a little bit. I'm happy. I'm happy for him. Because let's be real. Because like we've seen Bubba Wallace before, right? Like we know what Bubba Wallace looks like, right? We've seen Bubba Wallace. Bubba Wallace is a light-skinned black man. He's on the edge of what we would consider a black man. I mean, he's I'm not going to take his card. I'm not trying to take his card. I'm just saying that.
Yeah, like, in regards to looks and color.
Yeah. Yes. He's just very light-skinned, and he doesn't. I mean, if he could say I'm not on that side, I think he would probably say I'm not on that side. If I had to guess, I'm just saying. I'm sure he's proud to be who he is, but if he could erase that, if there were one of these drivers that could erase that side of his family, I don't know. I mean, maybe, I don't know. Who knows? He just doesn't seem all that connected with that side is all. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So this brother it was good to see. It was good to see him, and I've been following, I've been watching. He's kind of had a middle of the road top 10, top 15 truck for the last year and this year. He did win a race, and he won Las Vegas last year. So he's been up in the front a couple of times. He doesn't wreck a lot. Like, he brings a truck home. Look, half the time, bro, these dudes be wrecking out, crashing the trucks, and not even bringing it home. He gets his truck home all the way. Finishing the race is half the battle.
Yeah.
So he finishes the race. I think we looked at his. Oh, and here's what I want to do. Let's just get a quick look at his website real fast. This is his website. I just want to do a better job of trying to support these people, man. These guys, when they're doing stuff that's cool or doing stuff that's, this is his website. I put it in the. Oh no, that's not it. Damn it. My copy paste is not working properly. Here we go. Nope, that's not it either. It's rajahcaruth.com. So just make sure I put this in here. And look, man, I don't know this dude from a can of paint yet, but I think, we got to start making some of these connections and making some of these connections matter and supporting, because if we support him, then there's likely to be, he's likely to, they're likely to have more drivers if they know that, people will support them. You know what I'm saying? So, website, let's see. Now, here's something that I think is really interesting, Broken Blade, and we're going to talk about this offline, but Racing with Rajah is a virtual program for students aged 12 to 15, offering an immersive look to iMotorsports with driver Rajah Caruth. So I think he has, he's got like a STEM video game situation going on here to like get people into NASCAR. So I think that's something we got to look into. He has his own apparel. Chances are this is through NASCAR, because NASCAR is pretty. In fact, I imagine this entire website is NASCAR's website, because they control pretty much everything. But again, like I said, if you want to support him, once again, the more, at least, even if you just hit the link and show some traffic on his website, is still better than nothing. So there's that. Black Enterprise speaks to Rajah Caruth after his historic win. So we'll cover some of this stuff in the, one of these days. We're not going to get super duper deep into it. And now for the part that I didn't really want to get into, Broken Blade.
Oh boy.
The part that I didn't really want to, I was a little bit disappointed. in NASCAR on this one. NASCAR, I'm disappointed. NASCAR, I'm super disappointed. Now, so this is what happens after the race. Okay. NASCAR has their own website. They stream from their website. If you want to watch the races live, you can either go through Fox or whoever they have the TV network with or whatever. And then but you can do that on NASCAR also. On YouTube, usually what they'll do is they'll have the highlights, and they'll have like an extended highlights. They'll have like the post interview, like the quick one right at the track, the one that we watched.
Yep.
And then sometimes there's a little bit of extra stuff around that, right? So, for example, Ryan Blaney, for the main race last night, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 videos, and and they've got his face on here. Ryan Blaney, they got his face on here. You know, that's him. That's him with his family. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so they got out of the 6, 7, which calls they've got his face on here, right? So that is that, and then you've got the Xfinity Series, which is like the B, right? Justin Allgaier won that. So you've got, you know, Allgaier here, Allgaier there, you know. So there's less photos of him, right? We've got this other guy, Stenhouse, so they've got a, you know, so okay, maybe I overreacted. Maybe I overreacted, right? So you've got some stuff here. And then Rajah Caruth, dog, they have 2, 3 videos of his win. 1, 2, 3. The extended highlights. The team shout out like his final lap, or just his interview, and then the final lap. And that's it, bro. Like that's it. You just got one little this right here. And he wasn't even, and he's got his helmet on. They couldn't find a picture of him with his helmet off.
That they have a good shot at him in the interview without his helmet.
Yeah. And here's the thing, it's not like they don't exist either, because check this out. Check this out. This is his Instagram, and these are all the official photos. Right here, look. Bam. 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 That was right after he got off the mic. Right? So it's not like they couldn't have put some, but they didn't even put his photo up, Broken Blade, not even on the thumbnail. Is that kind of messed up? Am I tripping?
No.
If I'm tripping, be like, Alvin, you're reaching. Tell me if I'm reaching. I can take
in the race. I noticed, like, to the last lap, they were talking more about who was competing for second than him being up front.
A little bit. And I mean, like, I don't want to make it like I'm like we should like. Does that? I don't. It's just like, yo, I just want the same energy, bro. Like, that's all I really care about. Just give me the same energy. Right? Just give me the same energy. That's it. Look, everybody else. You know, and they got multiples of everything. They're really this Cletus McFarland, they're really riding him. They're riding him hard for sure. And he's not even a driver in the series. He's just a guest. He's done a couple of like guest appearances. This guy here, Cletus McFarland, because I follow him on YouTube also. He's the guy that had the naked Corvette, like the Corvette with no body on it, stick shift.
Oh, okay.
He is a wheelman. Don't get it twisted. This Cletus McFarland guy, it's not his real name. His name is Garrett something or other. He is a driver, for real. A driver. So for him to go from what he does and then kind of jump into a NASCAR every once in a while in the ARCA series, which is actually a level below the truck series. So you've got ARCA, truck series, Xfinity, and then Cup. Gotcha. ARCA, truck, Xfinity, Cup. ARCA, usually they do theirs on, sometimes I think they drive on Friday. Sometimes they race on Friday. And then the truck series and the sometimes Friday, yeah. And then Xfinity is on Saturday, and then the Cup series is on Sunday. So when they're at the track each day, there's like a thing. Gotcha. If that makes any sense. Typically. But yeah, I mean, it bums me out, man. He could, you know, like you could have done a better job of marketing. Like he's like the youngest guy on the track. Like, yeah. You know, like NASCAR, you dropped the ball, bro. Did you? I mean, do better. Do better. Right? Like there is a whole bunch of black folks that would love to like watch NASCAR. Give us a reason. I mean, he ain't got to win all the time. Just like, dang, most people don't even know he's on the track.
Yeah.
If I hadn't brought it to everybody's attention, nobody would know. Right? Like I'm trying to open up NASCAR to other audiences. And for whatever reason, they let their bias keep them from promoting this young man like they promote everybody else. Now, look, I could be off base. I could be wrong. I could be totally off base.
The same country that is wasted billions to keep the system in place.
Yeah. I mean, okay, maybe I'm tripping. Look, here we go. Truck Series. Okay. I mean, I guess they could have put his picture up. But see, like this was last week. Right? See the, extended highlights, bop. So there was only 3 videos. So just like on the other one, there's only 3 videos. Let me just scroll back one more time. I don't know. I just like, why don't you put a picture of him on there? Like, why wouldn't you put a picture of him? Right? Here is the second. Here, right? Here's the Truck Series extended highlights, post interview. Like the thumbnail's got his face on it. Why don't, right? So the only thumbnail where the driver got his helmet on. All right, though. All right, man. I'm supposed to just pretend like I don't notice that shit. Okay. All right. Maybe I'm reaching. Maybe I'm reaching. I mean, at least he won.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
that is the move, though. Like, yeah, they was playing like that. They keep winning.
Look, man, Lewis Hamilton, there ain't shit that he's got all the records by like a lot. Like he's got all the records. He's got the closest person with the most championships needs to win four more to beat him. 4 more full season championships. He won 7 championships. He should have won 8. Lewis Hamilton in Formula 1. He's got the most poles. He's got the most wins. He's got the most championships. Or no, he doesn't have the most championships. He's tied with Michael Schumacher with 7, which is why I think they screwed him out of 8. He's tied with Michael Schumacher for 7 championships. And I truly believe that's why they screwed him out of the last one. In 2021, I think it was 2021. So now, and it's hard to win a championship in F1. The fact that he won 7 of them is crazy. But most wins, most poles by like a lot. Like nobody, like Max Verstappen's going to have to be doing some pretty crazy things to be able to catch him. For real. Anyway, man, I just wanted to bring a little bit of racing to the broadcast. I didn't like that NASCAR kind of threw a little bit of shade there. They could do better. NASCAR should do better because black folks will absolutely watch. What do you think, Broken Blade? So I kind of feel like racing is a little bit less exploitative than football and basketball. I don't get the same kind of exploitation vibes.
For now. Coach, there's also plastic. Why wouldn't theirs be?
Well, because they got it's nothing but good old boys driving. And they're relatively safe. They're not getting CTE. Banging their heads up against each other. You know what I'm saying? It's just a different sport. That's the exploitative part that I'm kind of talking about. It's like, at least when these guys get in a wreck, the car gets jacked up, but they usually like walk away. They're pretty safe in there. It's an expensive sport to participate in. All of the steps that you go to all the way up to that are pretty difficult also. But at least, kids aren't going being like, I'm not, the only way I can get out the hood is if I'm a NASCAR driver.
Yeah.
Like no child ever says that. They say, I want to be a NASCAR driver. I want to do the X, Y, or Z, but they never say, you know, I want to be they don't ever say that. So
Gotcha.
anyway, what's on your radar, Broken Blade? What is Monday, right? Monday.
Yeah.
What's popped up on your radar? How was the week? How would you say the weekend was?
It's okay. Nothing eventful. I did find a story that's raised an eyebrow for me.
What's that?
Bill Gates to give most of his $200 billion fortune to Africa.
He gave it to them?
He's planning to.
Interesting. He's planning to.
Yeah, he's said earlier he's planning on giving most of his money to the Bill Gates Foundation.
Oh wait, no. Okay, no.
Yeah.
Did he say he was giving it to the foundation, or did he say he was giving it to the countries in Africa?
Actually, hell, he said both. But this Microsoft founder Bill Gates says that most of his $200 billion dollar fortune would be spent on improving health and education services in Africa over the next 20 years.
Broken Blade, do you have that "Don't you find that suspicious" button?
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
What's your gut telling you on that one?
It's a deeper game here.
You know, it was really, it was funny. I stopped somebody dead in their tracks not that long ago. I said, do you honestly think in your heart of hearts that the American government gives a shit about a whole bunch of Africans? For real. Like, for real. Like, really? Really? Like, you want me to believe that you just, out of your heart of hearts, just have all this concern for all these poor little Africans? Is that what you think? Is that what you want me to think? And people really, like, on the surface, they really believe it until you ask them to confirm. And you say, no, really, I want you to think about it for a second. You really think that the American government cares about the livelihood of a bunch of Africans?
It's not fucking around. You see how they treat us. And we're over here.
Yeah. We're right here. Like, right here. Right? It stopped her dead. And I was like, it's a cover up for whatever else they got going on over there. Whatever else they got, whatever they're doing. Testing, testing this, testing that, right? At least. And these people don't got they can't fight. They don't fight back because they think that white Jesus is coming to actually give them something that they really need, not realizing that they're being poisoned. Diabolical work.
Yeah.
Really.
The country figures out the nonsense. All of a sudden there's errors there.
Absolutely. 100%. Or half of them, 25% of them are going to have cancer that they can't figure out how they got. From some stuff that got brought in, you know what I mean? Like, they don't, it's like, man, I had it's just like crack cocaine. It's like, do you know how you manufacture crack cocaine? Like, you know how you, like, where it comes from? Like, that shit comes from Afghanistan and Colombia. So you think a bunch of hood dudes are smuggling in raw cocaine from Colombia and Afghanistan, huh? You think it's us doing that, huh? We're getting it here, huh? That's what you
And
think?
we're selling the pure version of the product
Yeah.
at a far higher price than the overprocessed version.
Yeah. Like, sure. Because that's how that works.
Yeah, what economics, like, where the economics does that make sense?
Yeah. Where they do that at? Where they do that at? Anyways, I just thought I would put that out there. Here, you know what? Let's hear what this brother got to say. Because everybody is starting to figure this
Something negative
out.
is going on, everybody's black, but when something positive is going on,
Uh-oh.
suddenly they're Caribbean and African.
Uh-oh.
I guarantee you, if you go to your favorite
Uh-oh.
black fatigue or Caribbean fatigue, let's talk about it. I think it's interesting that when something negative is going on, everybody's black, but when something positive is going on, suddenly they're Caribbean and African. I guarantee you, if you go to your favorite stripper's page, you'll see a foreign flag in their bio, at least 95% of the time.
Scrippers.
In recent American history, there has been a large influx of immigrants. And isn't it interesting that this correlates with the large rise of ratchetness? See, back in the 80s, 70s, 60s, 50s, 40s, black American women wouldn't dream of being this ratchet. But you know who was ratchet back then? The people who have carnivals on their islands where they're half naked all day. Caribbeans will make sure everybody knows that they're Caribbean while they're graduating college, but while they're on the stripper pole, they're yelling black this, black that. And the backlash falls on black American women. Caribbean fatigue is what we're experiencing, not black fatigue. Black fatigue or Caribbean fatigue? Let's talk.
Shout out to him. I mean, you know, he's preaching to the choir, but sometimes people just need to hear that.
Yeah.
Sometimes people need to hear that. You know, I got to be honest. When Uncle D broke down like all the rappers, I had never even thought about it. I was like, damn, you're right. I'm like, yo, all these ratchet hoes are Jamaican or they got Jamaican heritage. I was like, damn, I didn't even know.
Yeah, when he went far back as Trina and Foxy Brown, like, yo.
Yeah. Bro, I gotta be real, man.
The game for a minute.
What's that?
They've been poisoning the game for a minute.
Yeah, it's not a new thing. It's not a new thing at all. Shout out to Riley Gaines. We're gonna watch this again because you know. So this is one of the championships that were won by a female who used to be a male. You know, shout out to the LGBTQ element OPs, HTTVs. Here we go. And he was gassing. He almost lost, but whatever. Veronica Garcia. And here's the thing about track people, okay? I don't know if you know about this about track people. Track people are very informed. They're very informed. Like they know who's on the track. They know what lane you're in. They know your circumstances. They know what school you ran. A lot of them can tell you back your personal bests. They really are like that. Like track fans, even at the high school level, they really pay attention. They really be watching. So there was an audible when they announced her name, because I'm sure there was a lot of people that knew that person was on the track.
Yeah.
Now it's hard to tell. Well, she didn't even run like a girl, but I digress. Right? Like I can kind of tell that's a dude. I really can. Like it doesn't look like the others. It looks like an out of shape boy. It really does.
And Veronica Garcia is your state champ in that 2.
And boo! Yeah, that's whack, bro. That's so silly. That's so silly.
When did you get married?
Approximately 3.5 years ago, almost 4 years ago.
What would you?
I'm married. That's what's relevant to me.
Get your arm off
Yeah.
When did you get married?
Approximately 3.5 years ago, almost 4 years ago.
What would you rate me on a scale from 1 to 10?
Like hotness?
Everything overall.
Overall, hold on. He's a 10.
Can I get a kiss on the cheek?
I'm married. That's what's.
You nasty dumb muffin bitch, you.
I mean, you got to trust him. You know what I'm saying? God, because if you question her, you're insecure, Broken Blade. You're insecure. Now, okay, I got to ask you real quick. If you got to go somewhere and this happens to you, how do you handle it?
All those protests, man.
Yeah, they're protesting.
They stepped on the gas, gone real fast, run over everybody's ass.
Bars. Bars.
This job potentially a family emergency. Want to mess around like.
Broken Blade. I mean, it sounds good, but I mean, you run somebody over in the middle of the street, you might be liable. You trying to catch a charge?
It depends on. I think Texas has laws backing up the driver in situations like this.
What do they? Do they?
I think so.
Can you be afraid for your life? Right? I don't know. I mean, I guess he did what he did. I don't know how I feel about this. This type of protest.
What are they protesting first?
I didn't see the sign. I can't see the sign.
That's
there
first.
Is a sign.
If they're protesting like oil, like okay, so instead of actually protesting the way that be inconvenient to these companies directly, you're gonna piss off the people that you want to and need to have on your side for this protest to mean anything.
Yeah. Yeah, it's. I mean, it's not nonsensical to me, but I mean, I imagine it has worked at some point. I mean, they keep doing it, right? Or do they just keep doing it? Do you think that's enough? Aggravating.
They think it's enough.
They think it's enough. Yeah, I've never been a fan of this type of protest. I think that just you're gonna end up being somebody's hood ornament. You're gonna be somebody's hood ornament. And this is a shout out to
They won the
the
race
young
for us.
man.
Here comes the crew.
Shout out to this young man once again.
Young man.
He got that helmet off. He just said they won the race for us.
There comes the crew.
Beats him. Josh, what a happy winner and well-deserved.
A big-time celebration for Rajah Caruth, his second career win in the NASCAR
Pops.
Truck Series, as he gets a hug from his father, a hug from his girlfriend as well.
That's what's up.
A special moment for Rajah, certainly, and this team. And like you mentioned, Jamie, the pit crew was really big and instrumental in helping them get through this one. Rajah, you told me earlier today, right? You said, I am one excellent day away from getting a win and getting back into the playoffs. How's that for an excellent day?
I didn't expect that at all. Those guys were breathing down my neck the whole run. My pit crew won that race. Darius, Zico, Dawson, Josh, Cody. Yeah, they won that race for us. Got us off pit road twice. So thanks to them. Thanks to Mr. H, Miss Linda, everybody at HendrickCars.com, the Minimum at Spire Motorsports Chevrolet. We've been off this year, but good to get a dub tonight, man. I'm sorry I'm out of breath, but that was a lot of fun.
What's going through your mind as Corey Heim, a guy that has 4 wins already this season, is barreling down on you towards the end of that race, trying to hold off him and Lane Riggs as well?
Yeah, I don't know. I just was asking myself how bad do you want it. I think it's I don't know. I just try my best, and we had clean air, and their stuff was better, but I just did my best. That was it.
Shout out to him. I hope he gets that the because once you win, you get that taste in your mouth. You know what I'm saying? Everything goes the way it goes, and you're like, yo, we gotta now. I don't want like now it's like I can't lose it. Like I gotta get back here again. Now I gotta make it a regular thing. Shout out to Angela Stan King. What did she say? Tory Lanez is a political prisoner. I'm sick of Democrats pretending to champion Black women and women's empowerment while pushing policies that are racist, abort us, and destroy our families. You don't uplift Black community by locking up our men and replacing our women with wigs. Damn. We're replacing our women with men in wigs. Yikes. And then she posted, thank you, Megan Thee Stallion, for using your voice to speak out. Black women do deserve better. I promise when Joe Biden and I are elected, we'll continue to show up. It's not just lip service, but with action. Wow. Wow.
How specifically did Biden help them out?
I think he was slow. I think he since he was the way that he was, he allowed whoever was doing what they were doing to continue to do what they were doing. That's pretty much it. Whoever that was doing something was allowed to continue to do whatever they were doing. Can we do a public service announcement, Broken Blade?
Oh, yes, sir.
Look at this.
Gentlemen, I don't care how much money you have. I don't care how much money you have. This is not it right here. This is not it. Got me? This is not the move. This is not the thing. If you do carry a weapon, it is to be respected. It is to be taken care of and used properly, please. This is arguably one of the dumbest things I've ever seen.
Oh, boy.
And I am really ashamed that this person has the same hue of skin that I do. I really hope that there's not a lot of us out here doing this kind of thing. Let's go.
Nigga, man. Fucking Monday morning. Nigga shopping and shit. Look at oh man. Oh man.
Hey, look, check it out.
This motherfucker.
See a five, you can keep that.
Hey.
Gentlemen, real quick. I don't care how much money you have or how much money you make. You ain't never got enough money to be just throwing it on the ground like that. Okay? Please.
If I was your dad, I'll beat your ass.
That's real.
Real.
That's real.
Transition a freaking firearm. Are you crazy?
Broad daylight.
Pointing it at someone. Broad daylight.
Shout out to the cameraman for not flinching, but I would have been pissed. Soon as that thing would have went away, we would have had some work. I wouldn't even
the 5 rules of firearm safety. Don't point your gun at something you're not ready to destroy.
Mm-hmm.
Also, know your target. What's behind your target? You don't know behind.
It was so ignorant. It was the most ignorant, one of the most ignorant things I've ever seen in my life. Because here's the crazy part about this, bro. Look right here. Look. This right here.
On the trigger.
You know what I mean? Like, it's dudes like this that give us a bad name, broski. It's dudes like this that really give us a bad name. And I don't know where he's from. I don't know where he's going, but here, we're not gonna play that one part because I don't.
By the way, just bringing it back to the start of this. The one thing I'm certain is a little bit money is different between him and Rajah.
Yo. It is very it's interesting to juxtapose the two.
Among the people he hugged out there, his pit crew, his girlfriend, his father.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, Broken Blade, this doesn't end well here. This doesn't end well. Let's let this rock.
Hey, you know, respect that.
Now, do you hear that? Do you hear that accent? Here, listen.
Hey, you know, respect that.
Put your hands up. Walk backwards to the sound of my voice. Do it now. Put your hands up. Back. 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 Stop.
Like, this ain't Nigeria, moron.
Yeah.
This is the United States. What are you doing, bro?
Treating me like a dumb shit. I mean, who is...
Wrong click.
Now, Douglas, the tables are turned.
Like, they pulled out the long guns for this idiot. What a bunch of morons.
Look at this nigga, man. Fucking Monday.
See? What did he say? What did he say?
Look at this nigga, man.
I'm telling you, Broken Blade. I'm telling you, gotta get rid of that word. Gotta get rid of that word.
These others need to rein their own in.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if you ever saw this clip. Did we watch this clip on this channel? Did we watch this clip?
I don't think so.
I don't know if I'm ready for this trauma right now, bro. I don't know if I'm ready for this. I don't know. We're gonna slide past this. This is I have seen this clip and it is triggering for sure. It's triggering. He's in his own driveway. Yeah, he's in his own driveway and they just pulled up on him. He was just outside and he just fit the description. And his wife is sitting there trying to talk to him. And see, the thing is, he's constantly got his hands on this dude. Like, he's constantly touching him. Like, he's holding him. Like, he's either holding him or he's got his hand on his, like, he's got his hand on his, he's holding one of his hands right now, one of his arms right now. And his brother's getting pissed because he's like, yo, I'm not even the dude you're looking for. And no, I don't have to give you my ID. I'm in my house. Like, I'm not even the dude that you're looking for. I can't watch it though. I get triggered. I get triggered. Shout out to this guy though.
I don't know how you did not catch it. Hey, I live in the neighborhood. My Wi-Fi name is 1744. Your wife is cheating. I don't know how you did not catch on. Your address is 1744, but every day when you leave for work, a Nissan parks 3 houses down, walks up the side of your house, goes in your back door. I'm assuming you don't have cameras back there? Okay, your wife is smart, but she is unfaithful. I'm going to walk this way, but I don't live this way. Hey, I live in the neighborhood.
Shout out to that guy. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to that guy. I wish I had good neighbors like that. I wish I had good neighbors like that. I really did.
Right there, open that. Oh,
A little more trauma for us.
I need all my money back, bro. Right there, open that right now, bro. You been playing with me, bro. Them twins are not mine. Open this. What is this? This is DNA test for the twins. You know the twins? You said that was mine? 12 years? 12 years? You see this? It ain't even I need it. I don't care, bro. I went to go get the DNA test, bro. Stop playing. Where's the money? I need my money. I don't care. I need my money. 12 years old. I don't care. If you want a DNA test, you should have got the DNA test when I laid on the table. That don't mean nothing, bro.
Can you believe this broad said that? If you wanted to get a DNA test, you should have got the DNA test when I was laying on the table.
You know how they do, man. You know their policy. Ever.
Damn.
The rain, the moon, the stars, that particle right there.
Damn, you right.
It don't matter. I got this DNA test. 12 years. Who else do they know? Like, what is you doing? Who else do they know? I need my money. I'm eating because every dollar I don't care about none of that, bro. Where's my money? Lay that right here. Clearly, you want to tussle. Like, you want to tussle. Like, come on. I need my money, bro. You want to tussle.
You want to tussle.
Shout out to that brother. Welcome to the Black Pill. Welcome to the Ice Cream.
Yeah. That's real. That's real. They just can't stand us and leave us alone. Cops showed up and did their job for once when it comes to us. Check this out. This is crazy. I don't even know if I want to play this, man.
Then started yelling at them, throwing rocks at them, followed by that. A racial slur ends up ruining a special father-daughter bonding date. That slur all caught on camera. Sherrod Brown says he took his 10-year-old daughter here fishing at this Lunenburg lake when a man asked them to leave multiple times. Then started yelling at them, throwing rocks at them, followed by that racial slur.
Who you fishing with? My dad. Well, who's your dad?
Sherrod Brown was hoping this would be the highlight of his day with his 10-year-old daughter. But this daddy-daughter fishing trip at Shady Point Beach in Lunenburg turned out frightening in many ways. A man admitting to throwing rocks at them, followed by a racial slur.
Never in 1,000 years do you expect to be out doing what you love with the person you love, you know, my daughter, and someone's aggressive and yelling out things that are just awful and atrocious.
Brown has been coming here for years. The avid fisherman says he knows it's important to be mindful of residents when getting too close to shore.
And there was at least 65 feet between us, which is a considerable distance.
He says he felt targeted as the other people out on the water were left alone. Brown said the man just would not let up. He claims it started with yelling at them to leave, followed by swearing.
I told him, hey, you know, I'm going to record this, man. If you're not going to stop, we can record this exchange.
Brown says he had no choice but to call 911 as the man was throwing rocks and dropping racial slurs. Lunenburg police showed up shortly after and arrested 66-year-old David McPartland. As a father, Brown says he felt helpless as his daughter witnessed yelling, swearing, and slurs in a matter of minutes and could have been hit with rocks.
And I asked her yesterday how she feels, and
Nice.
she's upset about it, and that's all she said so far. So I haven't pushed her, but she has all the time in the world to tell me how she feels.
Boston.
What did of course Boston's hella racist.
Yeah, I'm surprised that the police actually responded.
Yeah, really. I'm shocked a little bit. I'm shocked a little bit. I'm sure they probably thought they were going to show up and it was going to be the other way around. They were going to end up taking the black guy to jail anyway. But, yeah.
Help me and any of the other victims. You know, I just hope we all get justice, and the amount of bashing, humiliation, slander, and threats that I've been receiving these last 3 years have been a lot, and it's causing me a lot of stress, emotional distress, and I just hope we all can come to justice and this all can be resolved and nobody has to relive all these things ever again. Everybody deserves a chance to be heard, and I hope me and any of the other victims, I just hope we all get justice. And the amount of bashing, humiliation, slander, and threats that I've been receiving these last 3 years have been a lot, and it's causing me a lot of stress, emotional distress, and I just hope we all can come to justice and this all can be resolved and nobody has to relive all these things ever again. Everybody.
You nasty, dumb, burping bitch, you know I ain't got no love for you, you stinking motherfucker hoe. You was a hoe then, you was a hoe now. I will make a weekly series on you, you nasty, cum burping bitch. You know ain't no love here for you. Fuck you, hoe. You worse than Mr. Hyde, motherfucker. You the motherfucking shit that was left in the rubber after they flipped it inside out. They just had residue, you nasty bitch.
Second that motion.
Can't even work up the tears. Like who's this dude? They put some BS, clearly some BS allegations on.
Just Zion Williamson. It's the basketball player.
Oh, right.
This is like his second or third. He has a type again. Allegedly, he has a type. He has a type.
Well, you can't just get your passport, get a ticket to Brazil.
Yeah, no, that's a different
Colombia,
kind of
like.
Yeah, that's a different kind of adult star. I mean, you gotta know. You just look. Ooh, yeah, Sister Girl was not playing. That she didn't even learn her lesson either. She tried to come back and do it again. That's crazy. Yeah, we're not even going down that road. We're not going down that road either. I mean, people. It's man. I know. Shout out to Freeman's Journal, man, but it's the microaggressions like that. The throwing the rocks. I mean, that's an aggression, but you know what I'm saying? It's like people are getting outside their body right now and they're poking and prodding, trying to see, whether or not they can get away with stuff.
Especially to jail. Trillions of dollars to drug the fuck up our whole country. Trillions of dollars to fuck the food up, to fuck air up.
I love every black person in this country to get $1 million check and 100 acres of land. Absolutely. Are they owed that amount? 100%, if not more. Black people who would get that, it would bankrupt the whole country.
For the people that built the country to make you that fuck money, all of a sudden now you worried about being bankrupt when you spend trillions of dollars on defense, trillions of dollars on unnecessary, trillions of dollars to send black men, especially to jail, trillions of dollars to drug the fuck up our whole country, trillions of dollars to fuck the food up, to fuck air up, to fuck the water up, trillions of dollars to make people sicker and sicker and sicker and sicker in this country. But you mad? We don't have the money because plain and motherfucking simple, you do not people. It is very obvious. For hundreds of years, we've been the most hated. Within that hatred comes the hypocrisy of loving our culture. You've made trillions off of our mother culture. White musicians, all of them have made money off of black fucking culture. All of rock, all of jazz, all the shit we created from the oppression, which is in itself. The oppression and the fucking abuse and the rape and the putting down of us. We create blues, jazz, rock and roll, reggae, ska. We invent all of that shit. And to top it off, we invent all the mod that you all use. From the video game cartridge, Henry Lawson. We got the pacemaker, Otis Boynton. We have the late Dr. Bath, who created the laser eye surgery. We have Dr. Gladys, who's still alive, who's almost 80 years old, who created GPS. We have the guy who created the algorithm for Instagram, who's a 21-year-old Ghanaian kid. We've done all this than the internet was discovered by a Nigerian guy in the 80s. Like, we've done all of this innovation, even though we've been shit on and continue to be shit on every motherfucking day, right? Because nobody wants us to live anywhere. Nobody wants us to have this unless we're playing sports for them athletically or sexually satisfying. All black people are good for. We're supposed to be at people's beck and fucking call when they want us to entertain them or make them some kind of money. But if we ask for being autonomously wealthy on our own, being autonomously having our own shit, all of a sudden everybody pitches a, everybody has a fucking hissy fit. You don't want us in your neighborhood. You don't want us in your schools. You don't want us doing anything. But then when we say, hey, okay, that's cool, because Muhammad Ali said, hey, man, I think we should have our own state. I don't want to live amongst you. Like, well, why not? You don't want us around. You're segregating everything. And then as soon as we want to go, white people start panicking. You know, we don't want to be around you, so you can call us. We're tired of white cops shooting us. We're tired of this pissing contest that these white cops have because they're afraid of black dicks for some reason. Because most of this shit, black dick envy. We're tired of that. So what about this? Why don't we just give us what you owe us and we can go on and do our own shit? But no, they don't want that. White folks especially hate autonomous black happiness. They do not like when we are by ourselves doing our own shit. They cannot stand that. They don't even like us in a group. Whites always got to have their hand in our shit. And if they're not part of it, then we're back to being spoons and spades and all this other.
Code. Respected Godfrey.
I love every black person in this country to get $1 million.
If we could send that to Ibrahim Troy.
You know what? We'll figure that out. We'll figure something out.
That last part especially.
Yeah.
The white hands down there, is going to be a problem.
Yeah.
And I stand autonomous black happiness.
They don't like that. They don't like that. And look, I'm only making an observation based on what I've observed. That seems to be the problem. Again, bro, I don't have to, the Hodge twins came up the other day, the Tim Black show. He was talking about the Hodge twins, right? And he's just talking about how they hate black people. I don't have to sell you. Just look at their body of work and look how they talk about black folks and look how they talk about everybody else. And then make your own decision.
Yeah.
I don't have to, all I do is point and say, look, that's what that looks like to me. I don't know. Maybe you might get a different opinion of what that looks like. Everything Godfrey just said is 100% correct. It's like, look, whenever we get left alone, y'all come around. You know what I'm saying? Like, and again, we read that COINTELPRO, which I think I'm gonna cover tomorrow, where they really think that this, like, if there's one that leads them all, then like they're gonna rise up. They really think that. Like, they really think that. And they act accordingly. And it sounds crazy, but if you look at the behavior says it's like that's exactly what they do. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm at this point, I'm kind of like, I don't even know if I have to, like, I'm going to look at you like an idiot. Like, if you challenge any of this stuff at this point, Broken Blade, you know what I'm going to say? I'm going to be like, just look. Look, we got the internet now. See, when y'all were doing that shit where we couldn't know what was happening in Chicago, we couldn't know what was happening in Boston, we didn't know what was happening in Seattle, we didn't know what was happening in LA County, then you guys got away with that mess. That's how you got away with it. And then the only way we could read about it was in the newspaper. That was the only way we knew how treacherous y'all been. But now we have the internet and we find out all the shenanigans y'all been up to. And I'm being nice about that. And suddenly now y'all trying to like backtrack when y'all been doing dirt the whole time. I'm telling you, bro, you go back and you look at some of this like Supreme Court stuff from like the early, like the late 18s and the early 1910, 1920. Like, they were happy to write about their racist theories and their racist policies. They were proud of all of their racist policies. Go try to find that stuff now. Can't find it. Do me a favor, Broken Blade. Go back and try to find art from, say, American art from 1800 to 1900 that doesn't include black people. Go find some art. See what it looks like. If you can find any, go for it. right? Because art is a reflection of your society at that time. The type of art that they create and the things that they create will give you a snapshot into what's happening around life at that time. See what kind of art you can find around that time. Very little. And if you do find it, it's some shit that'll make you sick. Is this, I mean, you don't have to do it right now. I'm just saying, like, in general, like, if you really want to go back and look, like, you don't really, Rumblade, you want to know why you don't find any black people on a construction site?
There's gonna be one floor above us. There's gonna be one floor above us.
Bro, they're all in cuffs. They're all in cuffs. Construction, they're all in cuffs. Because they're all illegal. And for every one of them, one of us can't have a job. For every one of them, one of us can't have a job. So when they say we ain't got no jobs or no one can work or y'all are lazy or you need to get out and work, these assholes are taking up all the jobs. So real quick, for Donald Trump, and I wouldn't normally do that. But I just felt the Holy Spirit in this 1 minute, because this is the kind of, like, maybe we could get some goddamn jobs now. Also, brothers, please, if you don't already have a job and you need a job, go find a construction site. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's actually, like, take advantage of the situation, please. I would love for us to, like, get ahead because of this, right? Like, you know, it was like an unintentional thing that was done for us, kind of. You know what I mean? Shout out to Dre. Yeah, we ain't tripping over here. Uncle D said it, boy. We are resting. We are resting. Basically, right? Guessed it.
System. Anyone that's
I heard what Ty said about black folks after being pardoned by Trump. Listen,
this is a long shot because so many people are told no. And being in the prison system, anyone that says that it's a fair shake, it's not. Because I dealt with young African-American males in the prison that I was in that were not treated the same. They were denied programming. They were denied access to certain things. I was not denied that, but we know why I wasn't denied that. And so I think that is a much bigger picture that we all as a society as a whole need to look at, that we are one. And whether you're Republican, Democrat, or whatever, at the end of the day, when you're in that hospital, you don't care if it's a Democrat treating you or a Republican. Now, some of you may, but I want whoever's going to be the best.
This does not warrant an invite to the cookout. Because like my granny and them always said, you're not finna get rewarded for doing some shit you supposed to do. He supposed to acknowledge the inequalities in the system. Think about it. How many folks look like us you think locked up for the same exact thing he was, but they waiting on commissary and a release date? We only represent about 14% of the general population. Our community represents 38% of the federal prison population. They both got pardoned, and I hope that when they rubbing shoulders with them Trump supporters, they're able to keep in mind that no matter how much them folks engage in colorblindness, they seen the racial inequality for themselves. But maggots always love to ask, can you name anything that I can do as a white person that you can't do as a black person? Shit, ask Todd. I'm going to start saying that for now on. Education is elevation.
Shout out to that young man. Shout out to him.
I heard what Todd said about.
I like that. Bro, okay, are you sitting down for this? Because I didn't know this.
No, boy.
I didn't know this.
Black families. Did you know that Los Angeles International Airport was built over a thriving black neighborhood? In the 1920s, the Little Harlem of the West existed where LAX stands today. Black families lived peacefully, owned homes, and ran businesses in Westchester. But in the 1940s, city officials decided to build an airport, using eminent domain to force residents out. Homes were bulldozed, and many families were paid far less than their property was worth. Today, there's no marker or memorial for the community that once thrived there. Next time you fly from LAX, remember the history buried beneath the runway. Did you know that Los Angeles International...
Yeah, there's that. There's that.
What's this?
I don't know. I don't really know what some of these folks be doing sometimes, man. I don't
White Club?
Bro, I don't exactly.
You should have went to the club then.
Nah, bro, I hate clubs. And then I'll just keep it 1,000 with you. Like I heard, like Fresh did like a story, and I heard like Jamaican music. I saw a bunch of black people. I was like, no, thank you.
You wanted to go to a white club?
Bro, I don't go where, bro. I'm not going to a place where there's a bunch of niggas. Fuck that.
What type of club do you want to go to?
I'm going where they're playing fucking Sum 41 and some fucking Bon Jovi, bro. That's where I'm going. I'm not going
Bon
nowhere.
Jovi?
Yes, bro. Because I don't got to
What
worry
club
about
is
nothing.
that?
It's a bar, like a dive bar, some shit. I'm not going to no fucking club where they're playing Rasta music, bro. I'm good. Fuck that. Exactly.
You should have went to the club then.
Nah, bro, I hate clubs. And then I'll just keep it 1,000 with you. Like I heard, like Fresh did like a story, and I heard like Jamaican music. I saw a bunch of black people. I was like, no, thank you.
You wanted to go to a white club?
Bro, I don't go where, bro. I'm not going to a place where there's a bunch of niggas. Bro. Fuck that.
What type of club do you want to go to?
I'm going where they're playing fucking Sum 41 and some fucking Bon Jovi, bro. That's where I'm going. I'm not going.
You wanted to go to a white club?
Bro, I don't go where, bro. I'm not going to a place where there's a bunch of niggas. Bro. Fuck that. Bro, I'm not going to a place where there's a bunch of niggas. Fuck that. Where, bro, I'm not going to a place where there's a bunch of niggas. Fuck that.
What type of club do you want to go to?
I'm going where they're playing fucking Sum 41 and some fucking Bon Jovi, bro. That's where I'm going. I'm not going
Bon
nowhere.
Jovi?
Yes, bro. Because I don't got to
What
worry
club
about
is
nothing.
that?
It's a bar, like a dive bar, some shit. I'm not going to no fucking club where they're playing Rasta music, bro. I'm good. Fuck that. Exactly.
You should have went to the club then.
Nah, bro, I hate clubs. And then I'll just keep it 1,000 with you. Like I heard, like Fresh did like a.
Can I go ahead?
It's on here. He got a nasty wake-up call coming.
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh, for sure. Because here's the thing. See, what he doesn't realize is that, and shout out to my white folks. White folks don't respect this shit. They don't. See, they would much rather deal with a honorary, honest black person than deal with a slithery tether like that, a sellout. Because at least they know with us is square biz. It is what it is. There's bop, bop, bop. It's done. We're good. This is the type of person that'll snake you. They don't respect this. They don't respect it. See, at least they'll be like, look, I don't want you around the house. I don't want you dating my daughter. I just want to see you on TV throwing and catching balls. But if we got to do business and viable business, I will do business if it's bop, bop, bop. You know what I'm saying? But this dude, he gets around them and he's like, freaking black people. I don't hang around with niggers. I don't hang around with niggers. I don't hang around. Oh my gosh. Oh, that kinky haired, blah, 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 blah. And a white person, they laugh and they whatever. But deep down, they're like, yo, as soon as we get done with this dude, we got to put him out to pasture. We got to put him out to pasture. We don't have anything to do with this dude anymore. They don't
got a friend in backwoods Tennessee. Yeah, man, a big fan of yours.
Yeah.
We're gonna duck you into the clan.
Yeah.
I'm a little worried about that, bro. You see with this for 1 minute.
Yeah.
How you doing? Good pleasure to me.
Мама плачет. Мама плачет, да.
Мама свинка.
Она когда увидела, пиздец. Плачет.
Мама плачет. Мама плачет, да.
Мама свинка.
Она когда увидела, пиздец. Плачет.
Мама плачет. Мама
Does that-
плачет, да.
Does that sweatshirt say Corn Hub? What's on this table, bro? Are those foilies from smoking crack?
Jeez.
All that foil is from crack smoking, bro. That's foilies from smoking crack. I know a crackhead when I seen one. That poor cat. Oh, man. Yeah, that's crack right there. What is that right there? What is that, bro? What's on that plate?
Like a
Oh,
lemon or some type of meat.
oh, God. And the pig is in the house, my man. And then, uh, um,
There's a modern art installation in the background. Like,
what is that mask on there, bro? Oh, man. Cause nothing I see on this thing is weird. Nothing I see is strange. This is all really normal. This is all normal things. This is all normal stuff. This is normal. Oh wow. Okay. All right. We're just gonna let that go. Real quick. Shout out to once again this young man. We're gonna go on ahead and put this up real fast.
All right, they're just still together. This is and this becomes the oils or the. All right, the distiller has been put together. This is plastidiezel being formed and coming out the other end of the distiller. So after some time, the plastidiezel actually darkens and almost looks like off-road diesel. Becomes this really nice red color. Eugene, Oregon. I am here and I have brought with me plastidiezel, a diesel alternative made from plastic waste. A diesel alternative that has just passed a diesel test certification and has been scientifically proven to be cleaner than pump diesel. And now, everybody, we are sucking all of the real diesel out of the fuel filter of this Volkswagen Passat. So the fuel filter of this Volkswagen TDI Passat has just been sucked to dry of all the real diesel, and we're going to be putting my plastidiezel made from plastic waste inside of there. Just enough.
Yeah, should be perfect.
So right now, the plastidiezel is being primed throughout the system, so we're just clicking the engine on, clicking it off to get that fuel pump, to pump it around before we... There we are! Yeah. Like nothing! So smooth! Wow!
That's crazy.
Wow! Look, that's even easier than I thought it was going to go. That was just... It's running.
That was nice.
What do you guys think?
Marcel, first of all, thank you so much for dedicating your diesel Passat here to get my plastic diesel in there. Were you nervous at all?
Not really.
No, and what were your initial thoughts when you saw the fuel and, did you think it was going to work?
Yeah, it looks clean. I mean, I knew it was a distilled product, so it seems like it would be clean.
When the engine ran, I mean, what did you think?
It's great, man. I mean, it just seems really awesome that we're able to have a way of recycling plastic.
This fool had a taffy vibe sweatshirt on. I mean, it's a type, right? It's a type. I can't be mad at it. It's a type. It's a type. We're gonna let this go. What does it say? The cop uses handcuffs as brass knuckles to assault a man. He said the cop uses brass knuckles? Ooh. 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 Oh, it always looks a little different when ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun, huh? Ooh. Ooh. He must have said something. He must have said something pretty bad. Oh, he about to reach. Oh, he about to reach for that weapon.
Yeah, that's all bets off. Don't do that.
Yeah, that's crazy. They shouldn't have. Oh, you got to handle that different, but I don't even know. I'm not gonna sit on that. What is this? What is this? Hidden History Museum. All right, Tariq Nasheed. Have you guys actually even seen this? This is the Hidden History Museum. It's in LA. Tariq said I was listening to his podcast. I was listening to his he does Twitter Spaces. I was listening to his Twitter Space. He said them young boys be leaving a mess. He said them young boys be leaving a mess, boy. I don't even be messing anyways. All right, Broken Blade. Before we get up out of here, man, you got anything you want to leave the people with? Is there anything that oh, it looks like this is a bad idea right here. Ooh. I didn't even oh, Lord have mercy. I just hold on. Hold on. Last time.
Both to the face.
I mean, man, look, I got to be real, man. For those of you that don't know anything about horses, that's the most dangerous side. Okay? That's the most dangerous side. If you are going to get hurt by a horse, that's how it's going to happen. And don't touch them in the tail, don't touch them in the butt if they don't know that you're there or they're uncomfortable. That is not how you want. That's not how you want that to go. I'm just saying. Yikes. Yowzers. Eesh.
Hi, how you doing?
Hold on a second.
Hi, how you doing?
Kind of almost threw up in my mouth a little bit on that one. Broken Blade, do you want to? Is there a reason why does that sound look like a good idea to you?
No.
I mean, you think she just did? You think she just did that shit for attention?
That's all I assume now.
Hi, how you doing?
Bro, I'm tripping on how she's not even like. She's not wincing. There's no like gag reflex. There's no like, not even like a, you know what I'm saying? Like every once in a while, I probably would have been like, you know, I just watching that shit. I threw up in my mouth twice. Just watching this bullshit. Just watching this bullshit. How is she not at least like kind of choking a little bit? She's not even taking little bitty bites, Broken Blade. Like, look. Anyways, my bad. Go ahead. Sorry.
You good.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And I'm found myself thinking back on Rajah's lack of representation, potentially low-key lack of appreciation. I'm reminded of something going on right now in pro wrestling. So wrestler WWE goes by R-Truth that recently got let go, and low-key proud of people who's like both fans and like wrestlers that've been in the locker room with him. Everybody seems pissed. Black News has been with the company for decades. Done a lot of crap for them that he should not have done for them, which in many ways I think low key was revenge. Like before he was with WWE, a promo that went big, he was with a different company. They had another wrestler, a Hawaiian, that was. Oh yeah, Solo, absolutely. There's come out. There's been all Triple H, but so wrestler Ricky Steamboat, Hawaiian guy, legendary dude, like back in the 80s, or whatever. He was announcing like a championship match that night with two non-black wrestlers. He came out like, "Come on, bro, really?" Like much about bust my ass in this industry, let alone this business. Started naming off guys he went through. Like, is this politics?
Yeah.
Did I piss off somebody backstage, or is it the obvious? If it, like, dude, you gonna play the hell yeah, I'm playing the race card, bro.
Yeah.
You know what this business does. And look at you, one of the you're a living legend, one of the best to ever step in the ring. You should have had a heavyweight title on multiple occasions during your time at WWF. All you got was the Continental title. Let's be real, the IC belt is only for second-rate citizens.
Damn.
Years later, he jumps to WWE, and he's the comic relief guy.
Of course.
Got him cross-dressing. Marched out to the ring in a fucking Confederate uniform on one occasion. Constantly this like kind of silly dude. With anybody that's watched him for years, he is a legitimate worker. Great on the mic. He can put in work. Yeah. And even though like they're playing him off as this clown. Most people say nowadays like the stories, most of the storylines have gotten so shitty. He's the best part of the show, and he's like just a couple days. I think literally just yesterday, just let go, like it was nothing.
Yeah.
It was like just more proof. Like the good we do is whisper to mention it all, and the bad we do is scream from the mountaintops.
Yeah, that's real.
I've I think for the past like week or so, I think I've been dealing with some level of little bit of depression. That maybe got a little worse when I woke up one morning and had a realization.
What's that?
I have two Twitter accounts, and both of them have been suspended. And I haven't been losing my mind over that too much. Just like, what the hell's going on? Like the Instagram thing. I sent you those.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, like, okay, one I know got banned behind the whole Cleophas Nichols thing.
Yeah.
But like the other one, like, what happened with this one? I was kind of thinking about it on and off past couple months, whatever. I woke up one morning like, that's what it was. Had to be it. Soon after Trump got in office, I sent a tweet congratulating him and sending him a link to Dr. T.S. Johnson's blackmail agenda. The system's not changing. This is why I'm really like hell-bent on trying to get the hell out of this country, because I'm sick and tired of having bad faith conversations. We see the same internet y'all see. We have the evidence en masse ad nauseum. We see what you've done and what you're continuing to do. All of we've been asking for, as you said earlier, Alvin, just the same energy.
Same energy.
You see somebody shine, regardless of colors, give them their shine.
Yep.
Otherwise, shout out to Ibrahim Traore. The day is coming when Africa is going to open their eyes.
Yep.
And when that day comes, this system's going to come to a halt really damn quickly.
Facts.
Keep underestimating us. I'll land my plane there.
Thank you, bro. A shout out to you for that. Thank everybody that came through. Solo Dolo, what's going down? Who else is up in here? Cody Marshall and everybody, man. Salute. Thank you guys so much for coming through. Kelvin, thank you so much. Look, man, we're going to catch you guys on the next one. Me and Broken Blade. Hey, Broken Blade, stay on. We're going to get up out of here. We're going to holler at you guys on the next one. Hold up. Wait a minute. Hold up. And damn. We out. Peace.